Hey everybody, how you all doing? I hope you're at least doing as well as you can be. I'm so sorry it's been so long since I've done one of these. I've just been so busy, and these take so much more effort than a regular speed paint with the scripting and the recording and the editing. But now with everybody being stuck at home, I've had a lot more time for creative stuff, so I thought it was time to bring it back. At first I thought I'd draw all my original characters and tell you about them, but then Animal Crossing took over my life, and now here we are. But hey, it's close enough, right? As you may have also noticed, these guys are all I can think about lately, so why not fit them in with some of my other current interests? Especially since most of them already have an animal they're associated with, so making them villagers came very naturally. I actually started this once and got 3 characters in before I scrapped it and started from scratch because I didn't like how it was looking. And I thought I'd play around with lineless, which I don't do very often, but hey, you can't be an artist if you don't push yourself out of your comfort zone, yeah? But enough of that, you're here to hear about the characters, so without further ado, let's get started with the first of my main duo, May. May's design came very easily. She's just a simple black cat with no markings except for her little tuft of hair. I made her pupils large and flat to give her a sad but also kind of unnerving blank stare because she's my depressed girl and I love her. To make it easy on myself, I also dressed everyone in their standard outfits that I usually give them, which for Mai is a big old blue windbreaker. She would definitely be a cranky villager, which I know is for the male characters, but shh, it's my AU, I do what I want. She couldn't be anything else. She would not get along very well with other villagers, besides maybe Jace, and would probably spend most of her time in her cluttered house. When she isn't there, though, you can probably find her in the museum or walking along the beach, just somewhere she can enjoy the peace and quiet. Next up we have my second lead and the most wholesome of boys, Jace. You might recognize him from my last speed paint. His design also came very easily. He's just a cute little brown wolf with a plain simple shirt. I also made his eyes very large with no white to really push the cute look, because he's best boy and he deserves it. He's definitely a jock-type villager. He loves fishing, talking with others, and is always giving you furniture for your house. He's also the best one to go to for DIY recipes. Next up is Alex, and this is where I started taking a few liberties. You see, in canon, Alex's associated animal is a fox, but obviously Animal Crossing doesn't have any fox villagers, which I'm super sad about because foxes are my favorite animal. And I was not about to go model her off of red. Just no. So I ended up using the wolf base, but she's actually a silver fox. Her design was my favorite to do, I think. Her usual outfit's gray, but obviously that kind of blended in with her fur, so I had the idea of giving her pops of red, which I think make her look really cool and dangerous. On the other hand, choosing a type for her was really hard, because none of them really fit her, but out of all of them I think she would probably be an Uchi, since she's an older sister and she takes that pretty seriously. Like May, she isn't super close to most other villagers, but she probably spends more time outside than May does, mostly walking around and collecting things. Moving on from Alex, we have her sister Ava. I made her a black dog with green accents to give her design a bit of a pop like Alex's. Pretty simple, but I still think she's really cute. I also could have made her another wolf, or maybe even a bear, but dog fit her personality best, so dog it is. She would be a normal type villager, and definitely the friendliest out of the cast besides Jace. She's the one who's always hanging out in the plaza and chatting up everyone. She also gives you a lot of presents, and you can get some really cool and rare stuff from her. She's also so hard to keep in your town. She gets the urge to leave often, so if you like her, you have to pay close attention to her. Next up is my favorite grumpy dad, Vince. Not much to say about his design either, but I did know I had to give him big grumpy brows and eye bags. I know Animal Crossing doesn't really use those design elements much, but he needed them. It was a requirement. He's another cranky villager, cause of course he is, look at him, and he's another one who spends a lot of time indoors, though he does like to fish and catch bugs from time to time. If you give him some fruit, he's yours forever. Moving on from him, we have Nat, who I affectionately refer to as my little gremlin because she's always ready to commit crimes, and I tried to get that across in her pose. This is where I started to get really out there since there's no otter villagers, but at least there are some otter NPCs for me to base her body shape off of. She's a lazy villager, and she's your worst nightmare because whenever anything goes wrong, she's always at the center of it. Saving a space for your favorite villager? Boom, Nat takes it first. Trying to kick her out? She will never leave. She's also mean to your favorite villagers and gives you the most annoying errands. But if you can look past all that and make friends with her, you will be rewarded because she gives you tons of awesome stuff. Next up we have Leto, and she was an interesting case because she's also based off an animal that doesn't show up in Animal Crossing, and she's an African wild dog. But unlike Alex, it didn't really feel right to just slap her onto the wolf model, so that meant it was time to come up with what I thought a wild dog might look like in the Animal Crossing style. Which was super fun to do, but that also meant that her design was probably the one I had the most trouble with. It ended up kind of a mix of other species. She has an inverted dog head shape and round ears like the koalas. I also gave her a feathery looking tail because I just thought it looked nice. But what gave me the most trouble was definitely those markings. You can see that I messed around with them a lot before I found something I was happy with. Simplifying that kind of thing is hell, but I think it turned out pretty nice in the end. As for how she is as a villager, she's definitely the Uchi type. She's super friendly and loves visiting other villagers. And if you get stung by wasps, she's the one to go to for medicine. She also loves watering flowers and catching bugs, and she can often be found in the butterfly room. Just an all-around pleasant gal. Last but certainly not least, we have my big sweetheart Russ. Russ's animal is a hyena, so it was natural to give him the same body type as Leto's, with the round ears and feathery tail. Not much else to say about him design-wise, except I think his sleepy eyes are really cute. He's definitely a lazy villager. He's always walking around with some sort of food or relaxing under the trees. He's generally friendly with everyone and gives the most random and off-the-wall presents. He probably has a lot of entertaining stories too. And that's it, that's the whole gang. I'm honestly super happy with how this came out. Take it from me, if you're struggling with your art, breaking out of your comfort zone and trying different styles is a huge help. Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed getting to know a little bit about my characters. I'm hoping to show off a lot more of them in the future as I finish finalizing my plans for their story, so keep an eye out for that. I talk about them a lot on my Twitter and Tumblr too, so if you are interested, there's links in the description so you can come and yell at me about my children because they're so good and I just want people to love them. Even Alex. She's a bitch, but she's a valid bitch and you will respect her. You'll see what I mean. I promise. Anyway, thanks so much again for watching and I hope you all stay safe and healthy. Bye!